go, Zion. Is blown.
Fat boy! All right. I just wanted to say that.
Okie dokie then.
I knew I couldn't say that in the video, so I just wanted to say it.
Oh, fuck that. That's getting in the video. Fat boys!
Okie dokie, so we're
I know, Zion. I know.
Oi, Kaloy.
Except I'm not paid millions to do it.
Are we done fat shaming now?
No.
Yeah, well, I can't fat shame fat. So.
I know. It was a joke. Okay, anyways. Okay. So the New Orleans Pelicans, they're projected for 36.5, putting them at 9th in the West. The rookie of note is Kira Lewis Jr. They picked up Eric Bledsoe, Steven Adams, and Willie Hernan Gomez. And they lost Drew Holiday, Derek Favors, Etuan Moore, Jahil Okafor, Frank Jackson, and Darius Miller. They have no injuries of which to speak of that will affect the regular season that I can tell of. And then Alvin Gentry is still the coach.
So what's your deal with Zion Williamson, dude? I've never really asked you directly. I feel like I kind of know, but I don't really know.
What do you mean? Like,
what's your deal? Like, do you think he's destined for greatness? Do you think he's destined to be a bust?
I look at Zion like as he's eerily similar to like the hype that Blake Griffin got. Like he's like very similar to that. Except I think Blake Griffin is better.
Okay.
I just think like I think he's very overrated, and I think the media like pushes him way more than he needs to be. When you got like the reason he was like in like contention for Rookie of the Year, and people were really contemplating if he was Rookie of the Year over Ja Morant, which shouldn't have even been close, was because of the media, and I think it's bullshit because Ja Morant was clearly the best rookie last year.
No, I think Zion had I completely disagree, but I think the only difference between Ja Morant and Zion was Ja Morant played the whole season and Zion did. That's the only difference.
And Ja Morant, actually like played full games and didn't have to like
exactly what I said.
Get limited.
That Ja Morant played the full season and Zion.
But he was limited because of himself. Ja Morant wasn't limited because of himself. Like Ja Morant they played him full games and he played the whole year because he kept his body healthy. He was that good of a
completely different shape and size than this kid. So like,
but it's like like there's no why are you going into the NBA like all right. So he's already at a disadvantage being 6'6" and playing power forward.
Yeah,
and then you add on that you like overweight. And you come to the bubble overweight, and everyone was hyped. Like this is what I'm talking about. Like the media literally was talking about how he lost a bunch of weight and it was all muscle, and then he comes and it was like he's just all hype. And I just need to see.
That's also terrible.
I need to see that work ethic though.
That's what I was waiting to hear from you. Is you are concerned about his ultimate work ethic. Like ultimately where he gets to at the end of the day, in terms of, because do you think he plays 80 or whatever? Do you think he plays 70 games this year?
No.
Okay. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have a right or wrong answer for you, but I think he can play. There's no doubt about that. I think he can fucking play. I think he's like Draymond Green on Mega Crack. It's like Draymond Green and Blake Griffin had a baby.
Yeah. I don't think he's. I don't like. Obviously, like I compared him to Blake Griffin. I think Blake Griffin was a really good player. He was at a time Blake Griffin was like a top 15 player in the league.
Yeah.
So I don't think he can't play. I just think there's no way that the media isn't getting in his head. Like in terms of like him thinking who he is and knowing who he is and stuff like that. Like to me, like that kind of fame like could get in a kid's head a lot, and especially since he's a media darling, like everyone loves him. So like you still gotta produce.
Now, interested for full disclosure, I try to avoid mainstream sports media as much as possible.
Yeah.
And so when you say everybody loves him, I go, oh, okay, really? I'm like, oh, they do?
Yeah.
Because in my head, there's like LeBron, Steph, and I guess of the young kids, it's him. Like after Giannis, I guess.
Like he was on like NBA, ESPN, Twitter.
Yeah.
As much as LeBron and Steph Steph was injured, but
Yeah.
like as much as those guys, and it was like
I know he was definitely talked about. That's for sure. But for me,
he's electrifying too. Like
that's the thing. That's the main thing that you don't get talked about. That's the word. You nailed it. You fucking nailed the word. That's what gets you the darling thing, is if you are fucking electrifying. And he definitively is that. Now, the one thing that I did see from him that you already alluded to was how he came into the bubble. That was fucking scary in a bad way.
Especially when they had a shot at a playoff spot.
Yeah. Yes.
That and ultimately it was probably his fault that they didn't get the chance to be in the playoffs. Because if he would have came on top of shit, like they could have went on a streak. Like look at Phoenix. Phoenix went on a.
That's a lot of pressure to put on a rookie, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, no, obviously, but I'm like, but you never want to be that reason. You never want to feel like it was possibly your fault, and maybe that creates a spark in him. You know, like maybe he looks at that and like, you know what, like that really did. And that's what I'd love to see. If I see that in him, then all my shit talking is gonna go away. I just need to see it. Like you haven't given me anything. Like sure, you look good in the like you are electrifying, but I've seen millions of, or not millions, but hundreds of guys that are just as like electrifying as you are. But
I don't know about that. But
I don't know, man. I like over the 10 years that I've been watching the NBA, I definitely seen guys who are just as electrifying as him or more. Like I've seen definitely over 10, 20.
That's a tough one for me. It's a short list of guys that are on the list of like just like
I can name them. I can name a bunch of them if you want me to.
Yeah,
like
but from like the jump, like he's been like this before he got into the league in terms of being electrifying and like doing the things that he's doing. And he's also not even 20 years old.
But also social media wasn't as big of a thing in a lot of these guys. Like it wasn't like social media is like literally everyone knew who Zion Williams was because of social media. Like
everyone knew who LeBron James was before he got into the league.
Exactly, and that's why
it happens throughout. Like I understand social media gets you more notice. It's really YouTube that got this guy noticed.
Yeah.
The platform that we're on right now. But fucking I think that he is the real deal, but I don't know if he can play the amount of games with the weight that he has on him. Like, I don't know, because so far he's shown that he can. So maybe he needs to lose the weight for those reasons, but I don't think he should be losing that much weight. I think that's a big part of his fucking game. Like, I do not want to see him like Drew Holiday size over here.
Oh no, for sure. Like to me, he's just if he could maintain like 270, 285. Yeah. I think 285 is the most that he should have.
Well, if Charles Barkley wasn't so like impossible to listen to, he would be the perfect guy to get advice from in these situations.
Well, that's exactly who, because is the same exact. He's literally that's Charles Barkley, like the same exact physique and everything. Like that was Charles. So like,
but I like the talent that they have around Zion. Like, I think Lonzo Ball is fine playing as a two-way point guard. Mm-hmm. Obviously not the guy that he was expected to be coming out of the draft, but I think he's fine. I think if they start Eric Bledsoe here, they're making a huge fucking mistake. JJ should be starting until further notice. You can't start. I fucking hate it.
No, I like the starting Bledsoe, but having JJ more so towards the end of games.
Sure.
I think because JJ's towards the end, like later end of his career, so you can't really, like, you probably don't want to put a ton of minutes on him, you know.
And Lonzo's 6'6", so like he can cover, because Eric Bledsoe's only 6 feet tall, so like
and Lonzo's a really good help defender too. Like he's I think that Lakers spotlight really put him in a bad light just because of his dad and Magic and everybody just put too much pressure on the kid. Yeah. But I liked Lonzo because before
he's a gamer. He can play.
Yeah. And I liked him from YouTube. Like I knew who he was and his brothers and stuff. So like I kind of like that I could he came to the Lakers and I could root for someone that I already knew about, and I just feel like he it was
They still
unfortunate what
they
happened to
still
him in the Lakers, but I think he can make it a name for himself with the Pelicans.
they still have all the guys from that trade.
Yeah,
They still have all the guys are key parts. Where's the other guy? But there's a bunch of guys that are still here from that trade. They
yeah.
picked up Steven Adams. That is huge for them.
Mm-hmm.
A perfect guy to put next to Zion, and a perfect guy to be with him like in the weight room and stuff like that, and keeping your body in shape.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I could see him pushing him too. Like don't get and I don't want to seem like a Zion hater. I just think he's currently overrated. That's my biggest thing is I feel like he's overrated.
I think
I feel like he could. Huh?
I think I would agree with you if he was at year 4. I think I would if he was a little bit further down the line. Like if he was at the stage Giannis is at, I think I'd be way more inclined to agree with you. But I just think he's got so much. He's so young. Yeah. And I like last year was so fucking weird for everybody. You know, like I'm sure playing in the bubble, like unless you're a guy like LeBron or somebody who's looking at it like this is one of my last championships. It was probably fucking weird.
Yeah, and also what I'm not taking into consideration is the kids like he's 19, 20.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
You don't have that discipline. You don't have that. So
he's baby fat.
That I don't know. Like the only thing that the only thing I know, and especially being fat myself, if you 15 and fat, most likely you're gonna be 25 and fat. Most likely you're gonna be 35 and fat. Unless you change something about yourself and your habits, you're gonna be fat. Like,
I think I think he's got good vets around him now. And I just think this is a nice ball club, and I see them making the playoffs. This is a playoff team to me.
I want them to, just because I want to be, because I like Bi. Like
that's the other thing. Brandon Ingram, most improved player last year.
Mm-hmm.
Had an awesome season,
and he got a big contract, right?
Rightfully so. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think you're right about that.
I think he got the max. I wanna say I just don't like who are we taking out? Like I still could see Houston as a playoff team, even though they have him as if James Harden plays, I think I could see them as so I just don't know. I feel like, and plus I'm not 100% sold on Zion.
Right.
So that's my main thing. If during, and I'll change my mind easily. If I see that he's comes in right and he like looks like his work ethic is a little different, I'll change my mind. But right now, I just don't see. I think because of him, it'll make it hard for them to make the playoffs if he doesn't come in right.
I think he put up 22 points per game last year. If he even dropped that and was like 18 and 10, right?
Yeah.
And Brandon Ingram kept his up and got you at 24, 25.
Yeah.
I think that's nice, That's not bad.
My only thing is how many times what were you saying?
I was going to say, you have Steven Adams to help you defensively. You got Lonzo to facilitate. Like, you have guys.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a couple of nice pieces off the bench with Redick, Josh Hart. So like, they have all the pieces. It's just a matter of getting those pieces to fucking move.
And my only thing is coming into, like, when have you seen a player who gets hurt in college, gets hurt early in the NBA?
Yeah, usually.
Like how many times do they just stop getting hurt and just become like a consistent, stable player? Like Blake Griffin, he started out his career with a big injury, and he's gotten hurt throughout his career, right?
Anthony Davis is the only one that comes to mind, and I think he was more forced to do it from LeBron this year, because that's only been the new thing this year where he's not injury prone.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're completely right, especially when you add size to these guys, because the guards have a better chance to come back from those sort of things.
Yeah.
But when you add height and weight, makes everything more fucking difficult.
Yeah. Because even Charles Barkley, was he injury prone? I don't think he was injury prone. I think he was just more so never fit. Like,
well, he got in shape during his prime. But one of his big things was like he tried to have the 76ers not draft him, so he just overate.
Yeah.
That shit is amazing. But I'm definitely taking the over. I like all the pieces. I like this team. I think that this is the 8th seed for me.
Yeah, I could see. They're currently what, at 9th?
Yeah.
Yes, they're at 9th.
To me, if they were to get in, it would be the 8th seed.
Yeah.
But I just see them staying at 9th personally, unless he proves me otherwise, like shows me otherwise.
Yeah.
I think it's Zion that needs to show that he could be like healthy and ready to play
for the full season. I'm completely agree.
Yeah.
How many minutes per game do you want him to play? Last thing, and then we'll move
on. I mean, if you like, he's 19, right? 19, 20. I want to see him playing 35 minutes a game. Like, you should. Like, they picked you up as first overall pick. They didn't get a first overall pick to fucking play you 30, 25 minutes. Like, if you a vet, like, no, like, you 19 years old, you should be playing 35 minutes a game at minimum.
I like that. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah.
But all right, yeah, I'm definitely taking the over. I like that.